So a couple weeks ago was Liam's birthday, and I said I was going to make him some chocolate chip cookies, but life just got in the way. So even though it's 2 weeks late, we're going to make him cookies. Hello family, welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. I am Vicki and you're with Grammy in the Kitchen. So it's a sweet Thursday. We're going to make a simple, easy chocolate chip cookie. Let's move over to that stand mixer and get started on the dough. Start baking these cookies so we can give some to Liam, and the husband will have some chocolate chip cookies also. I'm thinking about making 2 batches so I can have enough to give to Liam, his brother, Mom and Dad, and then we can have some also. So let's get started. So we have a cup of brown sugar, a cup of regular sugar, 1 cup or 8 ounces of room temperature butter, I'm going to mix that together before we move on. Then we're going to add 2 eggs, 1 at a time. And then we're adding 2 teaspoons of vanilla. I want to give the bottom a good scrape. Make sure it's all mixing in very well together. We're adding 3 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, a half a teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt. Get that mixed in together. Give it another scrape. And 2 cups of chocolate chips. And this is a semi-sweet, regular size chocolate chips. And we're just going to mix it for about a minute. Move to the island. Get all the cookie dough off of the beater. I have the oven preheating to 350 degrees. I have the large baking sheet lined with parchment paper. We'll be able to get 12 cookies on here. I'm going to make them just a tad bit smaller than a golf ball. And this batter makes about 36 cookies. And I want to double this recipe to make sure everybody gets a good amount of cookies. So we're just going to do 1 at a time. And then when the last batch is in the oven, we'll go ahead and get started on another batch. All right, so we have 12 cookies. I'm going to go ahead and get all the cookie dough shaped into balls. Okay, let me wash my hands. I'm going to keep this plate with the cookie balls on it in the refrigerator until we're ready to cook them, just so that butter and the sugar doesn't get too soft. So the oven is preheated at 350 degrees. Let's go ahead and put the first 12 cookies in the oven. They're probably going to take about 8 to 12 minutes, but I'll let you know how long it takes. So the cookies took exactly 14 minutes. The last batch just came out of the oven. I have them on a piece of parchment paper on the island to cool off. The husband's already been here and ate 2. I offered him 1 and he stole 1. But that's okay. So the first batch of cookies is done. Now we're going to go ahead and start working on the second batch, and this one's going to be a little different. So I decided I want to make a second batch of chocolate chip cookies because this one is Liam's. Unless he likes the second one better, he can have those. Whichever one he wants, he can have. We'll keep the other ones for ourselves. This one, we're going to make a sourdough discard chocolate chip cookies. Now this recipe comes from Lisa from Farmhouse on Boone. I'm sure you're familiar with her channel. She does a lot of sourdough recipes. She's got an ebook out there. I think she has a printed book. She's an awesome homesteader, cooking from scratch, cooking in season person to follow. So make sure you go check her out. When I was looking at her recipe, it's exactly the same as our regular chocolate chips. She just adds sourdough discard. We made bread that's actually in the refrigerator doing its second slow fermentation and the rise. So we have some sourdough here that I haven't fed yet, so it's pretty much a discard until we feed it. We need 3/4 of a cup of sourdough. The rest of the recipe is pretty much the same. So let's go over to the mixer, get our sugar and butter creamed together. We'll add the egg, the vanilla, and the sourdough discard. Let that mix up for a bit. We'll add the flour, salt, baking soda, and baking powder. And then we can add our chocolate chips and get those in the oven. The oven is still preheated to 350 degrees. Come on, family, let's get to this mixer. I have a cup of white sugar, a cup of brown sugar, 1 cup of butter or 2 sticks. Soften at room temperature. I'm going to mix that a bit, and then we're going to add the sourdough discard, 2 eggs, 1 at a time, 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Let's give it a good scrape so that sugar, butter, and egg can mix together really well. Three-quarter of a cup of sourdough discard. Two teaspoons of vanilla. I'm going to mix this until everything is incorporate. Now we can add the dry ingredients. 3 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. Now her recipe calls for a teaspoon and a half of salt. I am only going to add 1 teaspoon. I don't want it too salty. We'll see if that's going to work. We're going to mix this really well, and then we're going to add 2 cups of chocolate chips. And we're done. Let's move back to the island and start making some chocolate chip cookies to go into the oven. It's a little bit lighter, and I think that's because we have the sourdough discard in here. So it's additional liquid and additional flour. It's very interesting. Make sure we get all the goodness off of this paddle. I'm using the same parchment paper on the baking sheet. I don't think I'll be able to roll these. I think they're going to be a little too wet. So I'm just going to try to eyeball the same size as the other one, just a little bit bigger than a golf ball. And we're going to put 12 on this baking sheet. Probably need to get some cookie scoops. So I'm going to put this in a 350-degree oven, just like the other cookies. They took 14 minutes. I'll let you know how long these take. The last of the sourdough cookies are out of the oven. They did take 16 minutes, where the regular chocolate chip cookies took 14 minutes. Move them onto this parchment paper. So all the cookies are done. Now I'm just waiting to see if Barbara and the family are going to come over here so Liam can take his cookies home with him, or if I have to take them over there tomorrow. But I'm going to leave them right here for a couple hours and let them cool. Maybe I can get the husband to come in here and do a tasting between the sourdough chocolate chip cookies and the regular chocolate chip cookies. See if he can taste the sourness of the sourdough, or if they're just as good, if not better, than the regular cookies. So as of right now, we're going to wait till we hear from Barbara and decide if they're coming over here or if I have to take them to him. So we're still waiting to hear from Barbara if Liam's coming over here today. If not, we'll take it there tomorrow. But I did talk to husband to do a taste testing off camera. He doesn't want to be in front of the camera, family. So this side it's going to be sourdough and this side is regular. Let's see which one he likes the best. Which one you want to taste first?
Sourdough.
Okay, go ahead. I think I have to have one with you. Sourdough. They're actually really good. I'm not tasting any of the sourness, are you?
No.
I think the sugar overpowered that.
But you don't taste as much sugar as the other one. They're not overly sweet.
I agree with you. Yeah, I agree.
The other ones have, like, the sugar hits you.
So the sourness tames the sugar, but the sugar is taming the sourness.
Yes.
Does that sound right? Okay. I haven't eaten any yet. The husband's had a couple. But I'm going to try one of these.
See what I mean? The sugar hits you.
I agree. Which one do you prefer?
Probably the sourdough. I could probably eat more sourdough because they're not too sweet.
I agree.
It'd be like eating sugar. You can't eat with so much.
The chocolate chips and the regular ones It's super, super sweet. Like you can taste the sweetness of the chocolate chips. But in the sourdough, even though it's the exact same recipe, the only thing different is we added 3/4 cups of the sourdough discard for this whole batch. Exact same recipe, just added sourdough discard. I think we agree here. We both like the sourdough better. Family. Lisa from Farmhouse on Boone might be onto something.
Well, my job here is done.
Thank you, husband, for doing the taste test with me. I appreciate it. All right, family. Still waiting to hear from Liam and Barbara to see if they're coming over or not. But I need to pack up these cookies. Well, it's been 2 days since we made these chocolate chip cookies. And it doesn't look like Liam and the family are going to come over here to pick them up. So I have it in a Ziploc bag. I'm going to drop it by their house this evening when I get off work. And as for the sourdough ones, the husband and I have been enjoying these. This is probably going to be my go-to recipe for chocolate chip cookies. But I'm going to make sure Liam has the classic chocolate chip cookies. So if you don't mind, please give this video a thumbs up. While you're at it, go ahead and subscribe. I would love to have you part of the Grammy family. In this kitchen, we do things from scratch as much as possible to feed our family a healthy, nutrient-dense meal, including desserts and cookies. So I hope y'all have a blessed day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, family. We love the sourdough cookies so much.